Hey there, YouTube friends. History Mystery Man here. Going to do something a little different today. I'm going to dedicate this video to Larry McDonald. Now, who was Larry McDonald? Larry McDonald was a lifelong friend of Hall of Fame rocker John Mellencamp. They both grew up together in Seymour, Indiana. And when Mellencamp went off to be famous, McDonald, who was also a musician, chose to forego the opportunity, stay home and raise his family in small town Seymour, Indiana. How ironic is that? And of course, he also started his own music store, music business in downtown Seymour called This Old Guitar. It's in a beautifully restored old historic brick building. And on the side of that building is now a beautiful mural depicting John Mellencamp's rock and roll life, painted by a young lady. I just happened to be there a year ago when she was painting the mural, and I got to interview her, and she said, hey, you got to talk to Larry McDonald, the store owner, and which was always part of the plan. And I talked to Larry over the course of the year. He was very busy trying to get that interview. Unfortunately, it never happened, and even more unfortunately, Larry passed away of cancer in early February 2021. So I never got the chance to do the interview, but I thought this would be a great opportunity to show the interview of the young lady who painted the mural. This was McDonald's dream, to get that mural up on his building, and he got it done before he died. We'll also talk to former mayor of Seymour, Craig Luedeman, 12-year mayor, who was a friend of Mellencamp's, and we'll get his take on things and mix in a couple other things as well. Anyway, if you like what I'm doing on YouTube, I'd be grateful if you would subscribe and hit the thumbs up. But at any rate, this video is in memory of, in honor of, Larry McDonald. Enjoy. Painting the mural is beautiful. How is it that? Oh, you're welcome. How is it? How did it come to be that you got the job?
Well, the city. Well, first of all, the guy who owns This Old Guitar, which is inside the building that I'm painting on, Larry McDonald. He started the project probably like 5 or 6 years ago, and had a hard time getting the funding, that kind of thing. And then so eventually he contacted the city, and the city is the one that helped him to get the funds to, get the wall, because it was kind of in bad shape, so they repaired the wall and that kind of thing. And so then the city had contacted me, and I do this for a living. And,
oh, really?
Yeah, I did a 60-foot tall Reggie Miller in Indianapolis.
I heard that. Jim Plump, who lives here in town, was telling me about that. Was telling me about you.
Right, and Kurt Vonnegut, he's he's about the same size as what I've painted John Mellencamp here. And so Larry McDonald was the guitar player for John Mellencamp in his early years.
And is he the gentleman that owns this guitar shop that you're painting against?
Yeah, This Old Guitar. He's the one that got everything going, and he's been diligent about it, and he saw it through. So he's glad to finally get it done. He's kind of like getting anxious for me to
get in and get the heck out, huh?
Right, yeah. It's been I spent a little over a month on this. So.
It's beautiful. And I didn't know there were such thing as full-time mural painters, but I guess that's what you are, yes?
Yes, I do it.
That's fascinating.
That's what I do for a living. I do other things too. I mean, in the wintertime, I can't paint murals, so I do interior murals.
I gotcha. Are you from Seymour?
I live in Indianapolis, and I'm from the eastern side of the state. Yeah.
Well, your work is just fabulous. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
I love this, and Seymour is all about John Mellencamp, and I think this is a great little stamp you're putting on this building.
Oh yeah, it's it's nostalgic for me because I grew up as a young adult listening to his music, and
me too.
So I've been singing while I've been painting, getting inspiration. You can see some of my other work at www.pamelabliss.gallery, and you'll see some of my other murals there. I also painted on the film Loving Vincent, which is an animated film about Vincent van Gogh, and it's the first full-featured hand-painted film, and it was up for an Oscar. We didn't get it. It was Coco won that year, but so I felt very privileged to be able to paint on that. So
Well,
you'll be able to
congratulations.
see a little bit of that on there too.
That's so neat. I don't know if Mellencamp intended to represent Middle America so well in his music, but I think he nailed it. When I hear him, I think of Middle America.
Right, and I'm painting American culture. I'm not painting just John Mellencamp. I'm painting American culture right here.
Yeah, for you, this is bigger than Mellencamp. This is.
Oh yeah, it's much bigger than Mellencamp. I don't even know. I'm not sure if he realizes that it's bigger than him.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if he needs to.
There's a lot of fans that really love Mellencamp's music.
Yeah, I'm one of them. Has he? Have you met John?
Yes, he came and he signed the guitar. He initialed the guitar.
So you got to meet him. He knows you're the lady that's painting this mural.
Yes, and when I gave him the brush to sign that, he said, "You call this a effing brush?" and he said, "Give me another brush," and because it was too small, I gave it. He's a painter himself, so he knows.
He wanted a roller to put his name.
Yeah, he wanted just a little bit bigger, big enough. But he knows, since he's a painter himself, he knows what brush is necessary for what he wanted to do.
Well, thanks for putting Mellencamp's mark on this building that's attached to John. I know the owner inside played with John, yes, and so
yes,
this is the right place to do it.
There used to be an old pharmacy here, and I think it was sort of like a soda counter. I'm not really sure, but I imagine he came in and frequented the place
I'm sure
too.
of that. Your work is beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Welcome to This Old Guitar. This is so awesome. Original lyrics, Longest Days, written by John Mellencamp. That's his hand, written in his hand. This was at one time the old soda fountain back when Mellencamp and McDonald were kids. They'd come here right here at the counter and get ice cream. It became Larry McDonald's dream to have a music store. 17 years later, that dream still coming true right here at This Old Guitar. Trip down memory lane, and all the memorabilia on the wall, it's so cool. So interesting. And Matt, who now runs the store, Matt McDonald, Larry's son, kind of opened up the back room for me, a little personal space. You don't really get to see all that much. Thanks, Matt. I appreciate you. He's been super kind today. Let me come in and sort of do my thing here. But yeah, this was his little personal space, Larry. I know that guy. Well, I don't know him, but I recognize that guy. How neat. Really awesome. This one's for you, Larry. I know this store still sings with your memory. Well, if you're going to City Hall, it's always good to go when you're not in trouble or don't owe on your taxes. You're just going for the fun of it all. There's no way out. Once I sink my teeth in, there's no way out, even at City Hall. Are you Craig?
Yes.
All right, awesome, cool. I won't keep you long.
Okay.
Is that how you always walk around?
That's right, because you know what? If you don't come in rolling, you miss all the good stuff, you know? If I
You're just looking at yourself though, right?
No, I'm looking at you. It's a lot better. It's a lot better view, I can assure you. No, that's a good.
Right, you got a filter on?
So, Craig Luedeman, you are born and raised in Seymour, Indiana. Why did you choose to live your days out here? What is it that keeps you here?
My family's all from here, obviously born and raised here. Got a lot of family pride that's still here, and just want to see the community grow and continue to give back to the community.
And you were mayor for how long?
12 years.
12 years. What's the thing you're most proud of as being mayor of Seymour, Indiana? Was there one accomplishment that you worked really hard for that stands out among the rest?
Not too many. The Mellencamp Mural is actually the one that comes to the top.
Of course.
You know, that's a very kind of in-your-face type thing that jumps out at you when you see it.
What's the best thing about Seymour, Indiana?
I think the people more than anything. It's a small town community, but it's you know, everybody knows everybody, and it's just a great place.
What's the worst thing about Seymour, Indiana?
Everybody knows everybody. And everybody knows what's going on.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm okay with everybody knowing everybody and everybody knows each other's business. I'm good with that. First of all, I love small town America, but those same people that are in your business and know everything about you, maybe that's a little irritating, but those same people pick you up when you fall down too.
Correct.
Yes?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a very close-knit community like that, and that's really a good thing.
Yeah. How important is John Mellencamp's stamp on Seymour, Indiana?
It's huge. We get people through here all the time. I've had a number of people. We've had people from California, Texas in here just to see the mural since it went up. It was kind of nice. They were doing the mural, and we had his art exhibit at the same time. So we had a lot of tourists coming through just to see both.
There was a lot of people that helped make that mural happen. What was your role in it?
Basically getting all the behind the scenes things done, getting the artist contract signed, getting all the moving pieces as far as John Mellencamp signing off on it, his department signing off, and just making sure that the wall was ready to be painted, and it got painted.
And I understand there's people coming from all over the world to see the dang thing. He has that kind of appeal to the
when you're
world.
a Hall of Fame rock and roll guy, I mean, why wouldn't you celebrate that in your own community?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. You know, I've always said, Craig, that I love his music for one. Nobody seems, I don't know if he intended to, but I don't believe that anyone ever captured the heart, soul, personality, and grit of small town middle America as well as he did. That's what I feel when I hear Mellencamp music. Are you with me on that?
Absolutely. I think he is straight up Midwest, small town guy that, you know, really captures that, and, you know, we're very, very excited and proud to say he's from Seymour, Indiana.
Yeah, I can believe it. What you got a favorite Mellencamp tune?
Always Small Town.
Yeah, I mean that just fits, doesn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a cool. I also think it's neat how John reinvests in his roots where he grew up. He didn't have to donate 50 grand to the park they're going to put next to the mural, and you know the Southern Indiana Center for the Arts. That to me is cool.
It is very cool. You know, and I think this is, you know, you hear the stories of why doesn't he do more? What does he need to do? He's put Seymour on the map. That's more than he could ever do from what he's done. So
even more than the Reno brothers did.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. He put Seymour on the map in a good way. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
And so, you know, we're just extremely thankful that that he did step up and give some money to make more of a plaza park there next to the mural, and that's really going to be neat, hopefully starting this spring.
Yeah. Craig, what's next for you? You did your term as mayor, several terms, I guess, as mayor. What's next for you?
I work for an engineering firm now doing business development for them, so I travel the state right now meeting with other mayors, trying to help them reshape their community like I kind of did in Seymour.
Got it. Listen, thanks for your time today. I really appreciate it.
Not a problem, anytime.
But the gentleman who owns this guitar shop, Larry, what's his last name? McDonald. Now, he has a story about playing with John in the early days?
Yes, he played drums for him, and when John got his big record deal, he came to Larry and he said, "I want you to tour with me." He said, "I'm going to be big," and Larry said, "No, you're not," because he was still.
He's just another small town guy.
Yeah, his old van, and he was had $50 to his name or whatever, and he said, "You're not going to make it big." And Larry had a wife and a child on the way, or already one, I'm not sure, but so he decided that he needed to stay here because he thought it was a pipe dream, and then lo and behold, he came back.
I'm sure.
But they're still friends.
I bet. I'm sure Larry got a lot of things right, but he missed on that one.
Right, yeah. But he
That's
says
so
he doesn't
funny.
regret it.
Oh, I'm
at
sure.
all.
I bet he's had a
Because-
great life here in Seymour.
Right, because he's got his family.
He
And
lives in a small town.
that's
Gotta
true.
love it. You know, when I was talking to Matt McDonald at the store, This Old Guitar, he was telling me a really cool story about his dad, Larry McDonald, and John Mellencamp. As it turns out, Larry's favorite Mellencamp tune was Longest Days, and, which is one of my favorites. Love that song, absolutely. And right before Larry died, John Mellencamp came to him in FaceTime and performed the song Longest Days. Now, this speaks volumes to me. We often get the rough, gruff side of John Mellencamp in the interviews, and I'm sure that's all there. But there's a lot more to Mellencamp than the rough and gruff. There's this deep, connected soul who hasn't forgotten his roots. And I think that's really, really cool. I really, really respect that. And speaking of interviews, I would love the opportunity to interview Mellencamp. I wouldn't ever ask for a lot of time, maybe 10 minutes. We can talk about your painting. I think that's super interesting. And sort of get my angle on your life and career. 10 minutes, all I'd ask for. Love to interview his sisters. If one of the sisters happened to see this, I'd be grateful if you'd reach out to me, History Mystery Man, on Facebook or YouTube. And I'd love to put that together. Rest in peace, Larry McDonald.
I can be myself.